Trousers, bottoms, pants, whatever you call them in your corner of the world, they're easily the most asked about item of clothing I get on my YouTube channel and Instagram page. So today I decided it might just be a good idea to group them all into one video. I do have a few others, but these are my favourites right now and they're what I'll be wearing most this fall and winter. I'll talk through them in detail, show you what they look like on body and tell you about sizing. I'll also leave links to as many of them as I can down in the description box below. And for reference, I'm 5'10", around 140 pounds, and I typically wear a 29-inch waist. Just before I start, I'll let you know what else I'm wearing in the outfits, just in case you're interested. On top, I have the ever popular Mersby Schwanen 215 t-shirt. I actually sized down to a small with this, and I'm loving the tighter fit. I think these are becoming a little easier to get hold of now if you're in the market for one, and I actually picked this one up on sale. On feet, I've got the R Legacy Camion boots. Again, super popular over the past few years. They're really comfortable and the wide shape keeps them pretty casual, but the lamb leather and side zips add a classy touch. I've said it before and I'll say it again, but you rarely need to buy Levi's jeans brand new. And these two are proof of that. These are two of my favourite pairs of jeans ever. They're both vintage 505s, one in classic blue and the other in black. 505s are very similar to 501s except they're a little bit roomier with a higher rise and a zip fly instead of a button fly. They have the same classic straight leg fit, which is timeless in my opinion. Both of these are probably from the 80s or 90s. Blue ones are made in USA and the black ones were made in Canada. Since they are so old, the denim is incredibly soft and broken in and they have lush and natural fading, especially the black ones. With vintage Levi's, I find they run small, so I always need to size up once or twice. I got these in a 31 waist and 32 leg, and they fit me perfectly. I got both of them off eBay for about £25 each, an absolute bargain compared to new. And I much prefer these over new for all the reasons I've just mentioned. Plus an extra one which I recently learned from Harry's video. The new Levi's jeans have a lower back pocket placement compared to the older ones. I have no idea why this is, it looks really weird in my opinion, and now that I've seen it, I cannot unsee it. But these two are easily my most worn jeans ever. I highly recommend them if you haven't tried them yet. You will have seen these next ones if you watched any of my summer videos. These are a pair of vintage OG 107 army pants. I said in my other video that these are good for slightly warmer weather, hence why I included them in that summer outfits video. And I still maintain that opinion. It might just be because these are an older pair, but mine are pretty lightweight. You can for sure get much heavier weight and stiffer versions of these. But yeah, mine are quite thin, really soft, and along with the flowy relaxed fit, I just find them to be great for mild weather. So I'll be wearing these a lot in autumn, but when it starts to get real cold, I might have to ditch them. These are in a 32 waist, which is a little bit looser than I'd like, but they're not too bad, and they look good in a slightly more baggier and relaxed fit anyway. I've basically started to wear these in place of joggers, so whenever I'm doing something super casual, or perhaps travelling, I kind of treat them like a grown-up pair of joggers or sweatpants. They're just so comfortable and I find that they pair well with a lot of things. They look great with sneakers and a hoodie, or equally as good with boots and a denim jacket. As I've mentioned, mine are quite old and I believe they're a proper army issue pair due to the tags on the inside, but there are lots of companies reproducing these. If I was going to get a new pair, I'd go with the Oslo ones because I'm betting they're really well made. Or you can just do what I did and wait for a pair to pop up on eBay for super cheap. These next ones you might have caught in my most recent jackets video, the Uniqlo pleated denim jeans. I'd say these are the most asked about trousers I wear. Everyone seems to really like the look of them and wants to know where they're from. And I reckon that's because they're listed as women's, so perhaps a lot of guys miss out on them. But they're definitely unisex, so I'd encourage you to check them out, as well as any other women's pieces because there's always some hidden gems. These just have such a great relaxed fit to them. I don't find them overly baggy, but they definitely have enough material to sit nicely over your shoes and be roomy and comfortable around your legs. I mentioned in the other video, but the sizing on these is all over the place. I normally wear a 29, but I had to size down to a 27 in these, and to be honest, I probably could have even gone down to a 26. So do keep that in mind if you plan on picking these up. Some other things to know, these are the regular length, not the short length version. They're also the denim pleated pants, not the regular pleated trousers. So these are 100% cotton, where I believe the other ones are a blend. Either way, those front pleats add so much to the look of these trousers in my opinion, and overall I just think they are incredibly well priced given the material composition, the great fit, and the added details. Next up are the Uniqlo U Salvage Denim Jeans. I got these a couple of years ago and they still remain one of my favourite pairs of jeans. Like a lot of other trousers in this video, they're relaxed with a wider leg, but not too over the top. I get that baggier look without feeling like my legs are drowning in material. For some reason they stopped selling this particular cut and only have them in a slimmer fit now. I don't understand why that is. I always think that Salvage Denim jeans look better in a more roomy style. Plus the slim fit version has a blend of materials to make it stretchy, whereas these ones are 100% cotton. Not that I think blends are necessarily bad, but with Salvage Denim I do think 100% cotton is going to look and feel the best. I have them here in a 29 waist and they fit like a glove. They have a nice high rise as well, which I prefer, and it makes them a bit more comfortable, especially when sitting down. They were really affordable as well if I remember correctly. Hopefully Uniqlo bring them back at some point. Next I have another pair of Wranglers, the Rancher dress jeans, which I have here in the dark chocolate colour. These are probably my most occasional trousers. They're not an everyday piece for me, although I know people do wear these daily without any issues. They have more of a classic bootcut fit, so slimmer at the thigh and then a slight flare down to the ankle. But it is a subtle flare and I think that's what makes these more versatile than you might think. If you read any reviews or watch any videos on these, then you'll see a common complaint is the sizing. And it is a little strange. I had to try a few pairs to get it right. They're quite high waisted but pretty small around the hips. So I tried my true waist size of 29 and I couldn't get them on because they wouldn't go past my hips. I ended up having to size up to a 31, so they fit comfortably around my hips, but now of course they're a little bit too loose around the waist. They seem to be built for people with just a straight line of a body. But if you can get around these difficulties, they're a great pair to have in the rotation. Just like the Wrangler cowboy cut denim, these are absurdly well priced in my opinion, and are readily available on Amazon. Next up are going to be the BDG Jack jeans. I did a campaign with Urban Outfitters recently and received these from them, as well as a BD jacket which I showed off recently, and I really like them both. They're affordable but well made, plus they come in a lot of nice colours. These ones actually remind me a bit of those Acne Studios jeans that have been so popular this year. I don't personally like the Acne ones, they've gone a bit too far on the distressing for me, but these have the right amount of discoloration. They're called heavy tint, they have a fairly wide leg and relaxed fit. Nothing too crazy though. I got them in a 28 waist and 30 leg. The waist is fine, but this is one of the rare times where I wish I had sized up to a 32 leg. Usually trousers are too long for me, and I sometimes even size down to a 28 leg if they're available. But these are pretty short in a 30, not too bad, but just a tad shorter than I would have liked. So if you're taller, definitely go for the longer length leg. As long as you get the sizing right, these are a really nice looking pair of jeans. These next ones you definitely will have seen before, the Weekday Ken tracksuit pants. I'd say these are the closest thing I have to a traditional smart pair of trousers before I go up into actual suits. Even though they're made from a tracksuit-like material, the colour and front pleat detail allow you to dress them up a bit more, but at the same time they remain really comfortable because they're made of that soft and stretchy tracksuit material. These were hugely popular a few years ago and actually quite difficult to get hold of, because they were only available in Europe and always sold out. But there's so many alternatives now, such as the Uniqlo wide pleated pants, so don't worry if you can't get them in your country. I went for a size small and they fit really well around my waist, but they do have a stretchy waistband if you're in between sizes. Other than that, they have a relaxed straight leg fit that sits nicely over your shoes. They're affordable and a good option to have in your rotation. Next up are going to be my Wrangler cowboy cut jeans, or if you want to get technical, the Wrangler 13 MWZ. Given the name, you'd think these would only be suitable when worn with Western style boots, but that's really not the case. I often wear these with a pair of high top sneakers and they work just as well. They're very different in fit to something like a classic 501. These have a higher rise and are made to be worn up around the waist and not down by the hips. They're roomy around the thigh, and then they actually have a slight taper down towards the ankle, which seems like the wrong way around in my head. You might think they'd flare slightly to accommodate for the boots, but Western boots are quite slim, so I guess it does make sense. I believe these are widely accepted to be some of the best value jeans out there. They're still made of 100% cotton, with YKK zippers and the famous Wrangler patch and stitching on the back. And yet they still only retail for £65 here in the UK, and they're even cheaper in the US, I believe. This is way less than most of Levi's offerings, for example. You can get them a lot cheaper if you go second hand as well. These only cost me £5. I went for a size 30, and yes, 29 would have been ideal, but these still fit just fine. They're in a faded grey colour, which I thought was really nice and different to anything else I had in my rotation. They're durable, versatile, have a great cut, and are very reasonably priced. What's not to love? So there's all of my favourite trousers at the moment. I'm pretty satisfied with this collection. I feel like I'm covered for all casual occasions, and I don't think there's anything I need to add anytime soon. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Ta-ra.